So it's been a little while since I've made like a specifically gaming related video. Uh, if you count the weird PC peripherals thing, did I say peripherals? Peripherals, if I can learn how to speak again. If you count that, then it's only been since June, which is still a pretty decent length of time. But if you don't count that, then the last time I did a gaming related video was Persona 5, which was back in April. So it's been a pretty decent length of time, and I'm going to use this video to answer the question that nobody has asked, and that's not even a joke. Why? Mostly, over the last, how long has the PS4 been out? Like 2-3 years? I've been kind of slowly losing interest in more recent games. Not that, like, every recent game is bad, because that's just not true, and also I haven't played every game to come out in the last 3 years. But a lot of what is showed off and what comes out and what I play doesn't always particularly interest me. I haven't played, a lot of out-and-out terrible games in this entire console generation, but just a lot that's way less interesting. It's probably best exemplified by just the amount of games I've bought for the current gen systems compared to the last generation. On my game shelf behind me, the amount of PS4 games I have takes up not even an entire shelf yet. Meanwhile, the amount of 360 and PS3 games I have, the 360 games alone take up 2 or 3 shelves. And then the PS3 games are almost another shelf in and of themselves. And granted, I'd say about a third of those are not particularly good games, but generally, games from last generation and before, I think, are a lot more interesting, and they've gotten me to buy more. A lot of what comes out now is just kind of it all kind of bleeds together for me. So I've just sort of been losing interest in a lot of modern games. The main exception to that has been Nintendo, and I realize how that sounds, but that's really just about how it is. Nintendo games have been regularly keeping my interest. I've dedicated the last, 3 days of my life to playing Samus Returns almost non-stop, and that's a great game, by the way. I might actually have to make at least Let's Talk About on Samus Returns, just because that I do want to talk about that game. But overall, even with games that I've been enjoying, like Nintendo stuff, I just haven't been playing games as much in 2017. As started slowing down in 2016, and I've really just kind of fallen from gaming, I guess, in 2017. It's sort of just become more of a casual hobby at this point. And I don't know if you've noticed, but my channel has kind of been taking a turn towards tokusatsu. 3 of the last 5 videos I've uploaded have been Toku related. And that's just because that and, especially recently, anime have just sort of become my main pastimes at this point. I don't know how likely anime content is on this channel, just because I don't really have insightful things to say. I guess I don't have insightful things to say about Toku either, but mainly I talk about Toku just because it's, it's sort of the big thing for me right now. I realize the way I say that makes it sound like in 6 months or whatever I'll have this new thing that I'm talking all about on my channel, which hopefully won't be the case. But I hope to keep Toku as regular content on this channel. Hopefully I can get games in here still regularly somehow. I believe I said it in the Toku 101 video or PC Peripherals, I can't remember right now. But I do want to at least keep Game Tunes as a regular on here, despite, the lack of views that it gets. Just because that's something I've always enjoyed about games, is their music, and so I think that's a thing I can still do a decent amount of talking about. I might need to cut the times down a little bit though. But yeah, I've been moving the channel away from games just because I have not had a great interest in games lately. Hopefully I can get at least some game related videos out at a decent pace, but for the foreseeable future this channel is probably going to be more Toku, maybe anime focused, and also just my general thoughts on things. Because the one thing that I've been trying to do with this channel for the last year is move it away from just games. Because I've been doing this for 7 years, and for that 7 years it's been almost exclusively games. And as much as I have loved games for that amount of time, I care about other things. That's why I did the video on TV shows that got canceled after like one episode, and that's why I do, you know, some of these more weird, obscure things. You know, the one that I did one video on, and Overclocked Remix also as well, but I guess that's still video game related. But that's something I've been trying to do with this channel over the last year, is move it away from just games, talk more about just things in general that I like. I've also sort of been, if you haven't noticed, moving away from some scripted things. Part of that is because of laziness, and I don't want to have to write a script, but also because I think lately I've been doing a little bit better with improvising my thoughts, maybe with organized bullet points, than with a script. Because with a script, I think a lot of my videos sound identical. Like, to me, a lot of my scripts are just kind of carbon copies. The Toku 101 video is pretty different, I think, from what I usually do, but that's only because it's, you know, not an exact... Like, I'm not talking about one particular thing. I'm talking about a variety of things. But a lot of the scripted showcase episodes, I think, kind of sound the same, which is why I did Weird PC Peripherals as unscripted. That's why I did the PS2 videos unscripted, but that was also just because I think I could better formulate my nostalgia, just going off the top of my head, having recently replayed those games. So that's kind of the state of everything. Games are probably going to be a little bit less of a focus, and scripting will probably be a little bit lesser, if not totally gone, fairly soon. I still plan on organizing my thoughts a little bit, like I said, with bullet points off to the side, like on a note, like I have right now, or just generally having an idea of what I'm going to talk about before I do a video. But I think with scripting, I have presented this image of myself as like semi-prepared and a little professional, which is not me at all if you've even seen the unscripted stuff that I've done. And I think if this channel is to ever become even semi-popular, I'd rather the personality on it be me as I am, and not like scripted me, aka cookie cutter me. Because the me that's making these videos is, you know, a strange fuck up who can't always articulate everything he wants to say, and I take weird pauses in all my sentences, and I don't get super passionate about a lot of things, but when I do, I care maybe a bit too much. And hopefully if this channel ever gets, you know, semi-popular, that's the me that is associated with these videos. And I think that's about it. This started as a why I'm not making as many game videos anymore, and it has ended as a peek into my psyche and what I want this channel to be. So maybe I'll just rebrand it as a channel update, because everybody loves those. But yeah, basic idea, more Toku content is probably coming. yeah, hopefully we'll be able to record the second Rubber Suit Reminisce fairly soon, wherein we talk about Kamen Rider Build and the double manga. So if you're keeping up with Rider, you know about that. And if all goes well with that, hopefully it won't just be Kamen Rider, because there's other Toku to talk about. And then also, hopefully, I might actually record it after this, hopefully an unscripted video on Samus Returns, because that was a good game and I want to talk about it. But that's about it. Like I said, this is just turned into an update, but makes it easier for me to title, because why I haven't been making game videos with like some sad thumbnail, maybe a little clickbaity. Probably a bit better to just brand it as a channel update. So maybe it's good that it turned out this way. But yeah, that's that. Changes coming to the channel, kind of. Some things stay the same. That's all for now, and I will see you guys next time.